In this video, we are going to absolutely rock using the distributive property with variables. Now, there is nothing different from doing the distributive property with variables and with algebra than as if there were no variables at all. We're still using good old-fashioned distributive property. So let's check it out. I've got 4 different examples, all designed to cover the variety of types of problems that you can be exposed to so that you're prepared for anything that comes your way. This first problem says -4 times the quantity x plus 15. Well, using the distributive property, we know we are going to multiply -4 by x and -4 by 15. What's -4 times x? Well, we don't know what the number x is. It could be 3, it could be 2, it could be 7. So we're just going to write it as -4 times x. So I'll distribute that out. So -4 times x over addition. So we keep that plus sign as per the distributive property rules, and then -4 times 15. So I'm going to put this in parentheses, that -4 here, just so that we don't think it's, a minus sign or anything like that. So -4 times 15. Perfect. Now we simplify everything. What's -4 times x? As I said, we don't know. We just keep it as -4 times x. Common practice is to just write it as -4 right next to the x. That means multiplication. Then -4 times 15 is -60. So that's the same as plus a -60. Some people will mentally go to this next step and write it as -4x minus 60. So some people will not have that next step and say, well, plus a -60, that's the same as minus 60. And that right there, peeps, is your answer. On to B, 7 times the quantity 4t minus 9. Okay, so again, I will distribute the 7 to each number, multiplying each of those components in that quantity. 7 times 4t, and then we have minus 7 times 9. Okay, let's see what we have left with. 7 times 4 is 28, still t, so nothing major there. Minus 7 times 9, which is 63, so minus 63. And that's it, that's your answer. So learning all of these exercises is all about basically having the tools to be able to solve some more involved problems that involve these kinds of exercises. So these are pure exercises so that you can rock some more complex algebra down the road. On to C and D. So this is a common problem that is put on there that onto many tests and many different lessons in teachers' classrooms that gives students trouble. You can look at it in a couple of ways. The way I like to look at it is that this is the opposite of the quantity -3x plus 14, which means that every sign within that quantity, we're taking the opposite of it. So you can distribute that negative. I've seen it taught this way. So that's the opposite of -3x plus the opposite of 14. And then we could simplify all that down. The opposite of -3 is positive 3. So we get 3x plus a -14 is the same as minus 14. The reason why I don't leave this as plus a -14 is I'm all about simplifying, and minus 14 to me, and for a lot of teachers and a lot of students down the road, is much simpler of an expression to deal with than that expression right there. Okay, now another way of looking at this is the opposite is the same as multiplying everything by -1. And for some people, this method will help them to see how to get to this answer. So we've got -1 times each amount right here. -1 times -3 is what we're doing. So times -3x plus -1 times 14. -1 times -3 has the same effect as the opposite of -3. That's positive 3x. And a -1 times 14 is going to be -14. And so you end up with your same answer. So 2 different ways of understanding it, both of which will get you to the correct answer. All right, last but not least, this is one funky expression here. Don't worry about the fact that the number that we're distributing is on the right. Some people will just distribute straight away from here, which is fine. Others will rewrite everything using the commutative property. -10 times 8 minus 3w. Not so bad. And then we're going to distribute the -10 to each. -10 times 8. I'm now going to do this part mentally instead of writing it all out like that. -10 times 8 is -80. Check out this mental math. You have -10 times minus 3w. That's going to end up being -10 times -3, which is positive 30, or plus 30w. So I'm showing letter D here with a little bit less work than the others, so you can see how eventually you can do this with a little bit less pomp and circumstance and understand how to get to a final answer without doing too much added work. There you have it, peeps. Enjoy that distributive property with variables.